Good morning, everybody. We're back at Kennedy Space Center. It's been a long minute since we've been here, actually. 3 years. We used to have annual passes for many years, let them lapse, and now we're back. The spaceman is leaving. Today is the 56th anniversary of America landing on the moon.
Those who seen us know that not a thing can come between us. I know deep inside your heart that you are filled with the best of intentions. Sister, you're in the know. You understand that in life I will always be there. The men will come and go. All kinds of weather, we stick together. The same in the rain or sun. 3 different faces, but in tight places. We think and we act as one. Those who've seen us know that not a thing can come between us. Many men have tried to split us up, but no one can. Nobody can. Lord, help the mister who comes between me and my man. Do, 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 do.
Well, we've made it in, and we've got our passes. We've got the rocket garden. There's a host of things here today to celebrate the moon landing, so we're going to see what we can get into. Obviously, we just saw some a cappella, and see what else is happening. They also have a brand new Gantry experience here now on the bus tour, which I'm really excited about. I think our first mission of the day, all puns intended, is to get on the bus tour, be able to see the new Gantry experience. International Space Station over here on display, which, by the way, this is scheduled for decommission by the year 2030, if not sooner. A meatball, the astronaut training experience. Since the last time that we were here, they started offering things, the experiences through astronaut training experience, kind of a la carte for different price points. On the way to the buses, you come by the rover, you can get your picture taken inside of Mervyn. On to the bus tours. And away we go.
We have pondered our place amongst the stars since the dawn of humankind. We've looked at the stars with wonder and amazement, their glow guiding our travel for centuries. The more we learn about our universe, the more questions we have.
Now that rocket there is a little over 80 feet tall. The black part on the very top is a one-man crew capsule. And believe me, there's not enough room in there for any more than just one guy. Now that is a tiny little rocket. You can just check the trees around it to kind of get a size of it there. Now that rocket there is like the one that took our first American into space, Alan Shepard, on May 5th, 1961. Now to really put that rocket into perspective, if you can see the part of the rocket that is below the black and white stripe, that is the part that is a ballistic missile. You know, the Army, they'd pull that part of the rocket around with a truck and trailer. The Navy, they stuck that part of the rocket in a submarine. NASA, we put a man on top of that thing.
Gator.
So if you see water, there is definitely an alligator in it, if not 20.
Or as NASA calls it, the VAB. It is one of the largest buildings in the world by volume, and is the place where NASA completes the final assembly of its rockets before launch. The sheer scale of this building is hard to grasp, even when you're right next to it.
Do you ever feel really small when you think about space? What about when you're standing next to a skyscraper or a really big bridge? Well, I feel about as small as an ant right now. I'm standing inside the vehicle assembly building trying to grasp how large it really is in here. It has 4 bays. Each bay has 2 large horizontal doors below it and 7 smaller vertically opening doors above it, tall enough to fit the world's largest rocket through. In fact, these are the largest doors in the world.
Construction of the VAB required 65,000 cubic yards of concrete, 45,000 steel beams, 1 million steel bolts amounting to almost 100,000 tons of steel. Notice the flag painted on the outside of the VAB? It's the size of a 21-story building. The blue section alone is the size of an NBA basketball court. Each star is 6 feet across, and each red and white stripe is wide enough for this bus to drive down. And the entire VAB? It's so huge that the Roman Colosseum would fit on the roof with room to spare for a parking lot. By volume, the VAB can fit 3.5 Empire State Buildings, and it would take 250 billion ping pong balls to fill it.
Launch
Coming out
pads.
to launch
Launchpad 39A and 39B. And they are the biggest and the best in the world. All the rest of our launch pads are over at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station.
It was built in the 1960s for the Apollo program. Every Saturn V rocket that sent humans to the moon was assembled right here. Every space shuttle mission also assembled within these same walls. After the space shuttle program, a major renovation to the inside of this building.
So the last time I was in this area,
NASA's next generation of
I
rockets,
did a NASA social tour, and we were able to go out on the lawn over here where the launch area was.
Lockheed Martin has
On our right-hand side, we have one of our press areas here. And we have reporters from all over the world come here to report on our launches. This is also where we have our famous countdown clock. If you can see where the American flag is over there, just to the right of the American flag on the ground is our famous countdown clock. Now all the launch pads that you see over there in that direction are over at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. And we have
mobile
a
launch platform
giant
out there.
vehicle here called the Crawler Transporter that is designed to climb up underneath that giant platform, pick it up, carry it into the vehicle assembly building, where inside there we can go ahead and stack a rocket on that platform. Now once that's all said and done, then the the grass in the middle is 50 feet wide, and the Crawler Transporter actually straddles the grass as it goes down the crawlerway. It's that big. With the mobile launch platform and a rocket on top of it, it'll stretch out over top of the road here. Big vehicle. Now out in front of us, you'll see some towers. That is Launchpad 39A. And from the gantry, you will get a fantastic view of that launch pad. Now, speaking of the gantry, like I said, a new place of ours. Now, this was actually originally used back during the space shuttle program. It was as close as any of our guests could get to a space shuttle. Last time we used it was 2011 when we finished with the space shuttle program. And recently we renovated it, and last week we started bringing people out here again. Now it's out in front of us, and to the right you'll see a 4-story structure up there, and it has a observation gantry on the top of it there.
Since we're in technical rehearsal, but this officially opened last week. So I was out towards this area in the past on a NASA social outing, and none of this was built up here. We just came out this way to see the launch pad from a closer perspective, and then we got even closer. Wow, look at the size of that bee! Holy cow, it's like a murder hornet. The test fire is going to commence in 13 minutes. The talents were made with metal taken from the mobile launch platform for Apollo Mobile Launcher 1.
That's really awesome.
I'll launch a rocket out of here. Under 7 minutes and counting.
Oh, it's doing that test.
Protocol dictates and all systems check.
Let's look at fuel first. Can I get a go for fuel?
When the oxygen and hydrogen are loaded and primed, we are ready for fuel.
Perfect.
We have adequate fuel reserves to exceed your requested 113% power.
Great. Can I get a go for thrusters?
Bringing up thrusters. We are go with thrusters with an estimated thrust capacity of 295,000 kilograms force.
Excellent. Can I get a go on the fuel system?
Initiating gimbal test. Adam, I'm reading an error in your gimbal speed calculation.
Let's try and review abort protocols. The gimbal's unstable. We need to move.
Steering is restored.
What? How?
I did what I calculated you would do.
What I would do?
Yes, Adam? I gave it a kick.
Yeah, impressive.
Should I have calculated differently?
No, your kick worked. It's the risk that pushes to success. All right, confirming all systems are go.
Copy that, Adam. Stand by for final count. Go for engine start. T-minus 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6.
Hey, we've come into the gantry. It's actually air conditioned in here. Look at this. There's views of the launch pads out there. SpaceX. And up on the screen, it gives you information about what you're looking at over there. These guys have launched their rockets. Wow, look at these views. You can see the VAB off in the distance.
This is our new.
We have some launch viewing seats out here. You can see all of the gravel and dirt over here for the crawler, taking the rockets out to launch pads. And then you have the launch pads right here. Pretty freaking close. That is so cool. This is...
10 minutes on the clock.
So we've come down to the third level here. You get a little bit closer to the test rocket. And everyone gathering down below here. So this whole top area is actual real components from an Apollo era rocket engine. Oh, this is pretty nifty. Almost at like level with the launch pads from the third level. And there are binoculars here that you can use to get an even closer up look at the launch pads all around. I'm on the second level now. Not much to see from over here, except views again up across the water. Out here at the Gantry area, we also have an Earth Information Center. Oh, air conditioning. Ooh, there's a movie going and playing here. Stand in the center.
In 22 minutes, Bruce McCandless said it got so cold, his teeth were chattering. Like a human mirror among the stars, we stared at ourselves. Floating far and alone, outside our planet home, where all of history had formed.
There's another room.
And understanding the food supply in other countries is critical to setting those prices so our farmers know what to plant, how much money they're going to make if they plant.
Oh, you can play with the planet over here.
Demand estimates.
Observations, meteorology data, other sources of data that create the loss report.
The data NASA provides to USDA helps make the world in order to assess crop and rotations in
Agua.
With NASA's view of space, we can see crop production across every major agricultural region on Earth.
Going around. Let's see what else is going to pop up. It's live communication with NASA satellites.
Agricultural producers find themselves as being suppliers for the world, and so they need to know what the world wants from them. And this is the way they can assess what that global demand is.
So those satellites are communicating at this moment. Back on the bus, heading over to the Apollo building.
Big equipment. I'm standing next to the crawler's 750 horsepower V16 diesel engines that can carry the crawler up to a top speed of, wait for it, 1 mile per hour while carrying the rocket. Keep an eye out for the crawler as we approach this area. And remember, we are visiting a working spaceport, so while the crawler may not stay in one area for very long, it's bound to be out here somewhere.
You have a mock-up of the Orion
Better look at the
launch-aboard
VAB.
system. The first thing you'll notice is the launch-aboard rocket. In the middle is the crew access arm where the astronauts will walk through and into the light room. And on the other side is the emergency vehicle that stands by. As I'm crossing this intersection, if you look all the way down, you'll see a mural of Boeing Starliner in orbit in use right now.
Here's Crawler 1.
When we pass this building, Crawler 2 will be halfway underneath the mobile launcher. Once it goes all the way underneath there, it picks it up, brings it over to the vehicle assemble building, where they would assemble the tower and rocket and bring it over to their launch pad. Now they just say the crawler probably can get up to 1 mile per hour with the rocket on top of it, but they always forget to mention it also gets an amazing 32 feet per gallon.
We're tiptoeing through the tulips. We choose to go to the moon and do the other things.
Before that rocket ever left the ground. And it
He's at pad 39, just where we were.
Back then, we were one of two superpowers that always seemed to be on the edge of a terrible war. In 1957, the Soviet Union launched the first ever man-made satellite into Earth orbit. They called it Sputnik, which means traveling companion. And in a world where peace hung in a delicate balance, it seemed to create a dangerous advantage. Every ham radio operator in America could hear it beeping. People were afraid. Were the Soviets looking down on us? Watching us? If they could make a satellite pass over our cities, could they do the same with a bomb? In one inspiring moment, he changed the mission from one based in fear of the present to one of hope for the future.
But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
We hadn't been more than 16 minutes into space, and now we were going to the moon. The decision was made. The next mission would travel to the moon. It was mankind's destiny to leave the shores of our planet behind and strike out across the vast ocean of space. In the great span of our history, now was the time that we could. Now was the time that we would. We stood on the eve of the longest, most dangerous journey that any man had ever undertaken. And it would be taken by Frank Borman, James Lovell, and William Anders, the crew of Apollo 8, with a rocket that no man had ever flown before. It was a few days before Christmas 1968 when Apollo 8 sat on the pad. She was the first of a new kind, a moon rocket. This was the Phoenix, risen from the ashes of Apollo 1. The first Apollo crew did not die in vain. You are now in the final minutes before the launch of Apollo 8, right here where it actually happened. Mankind is about to leave his planet behind and journey to another. It is one of those rare moments when history is not being made, destiny is being embraced.
That's 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Your ignition sequence start. The engines are on. 4, 3,
We've seen this dozens of times, and it's always incredible to see. Look at the size of that thing.
That's what she said.
We have a service module here. Take a look up in it. It's the Fisher Space Pen. You like the pen? You could have it. You could have it. I have one of these at home. What is this one? The chrome bullet pen. Back to this. It's got to be at least like 7-10 feet. Maybe 15.
Maybe.
Ah, new. They have the photo op here for the Moon Festival where you can get inside the rover. Dun, 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 dun. It's the lunar module access hatch for Apollo 8. They need glare-free glass, so you should be seeing the hatch instead of me up close. There's Mary.
Hi.
Space burgers. Omega. I'm representing here today with my Moon Swatch Omega collab.
It's a space helmet.
I got the astronaut spacesuit. Look at the helmet, dude. It is so ridiculous. It's like when you look at this stuff now and you think about like Spirit Halloween, like, how does that work? I mean, look at the boots. Those are for the moon.
And they were made from high strings and
It's just crazy. And look at this lunar. This is a lunar rover, a lunar lander, a lunar rover. I'm getting so animated here. I mean, it's ridiculous.
this was on the Apollo 15, 16, and 17.
Here's inside the lunar module cockpit.
That's crazy.
I mean, and again, you look at this stuff and you say, like, how can it work to go to the moon? And yet it's 56 years later and we can't get back. Here's the lunar lander. This is so cool.
There we are.
I'm not gonna lie, those space hamburgers smell really good while I'm soaking this in. Look at the flag. Here's the San Francisco Chronicle headline for July 21st, 1969. Today is July 20th as we film this, and again, we're 56 years after the landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
We're heading into the lunar show. We have a loss of signal.
Hurtling toward the moon at 3,800 miles per hour, Neil Armstrong notices his checkpoints are all appearing too soon. This means a serious navigation error. At these speeds, 3 seconds long means missing the safe landing zone by 3 miles. Suddenly, the computer starts firing the maneuvering thrusters, jolting the ship back and forth. This has happened in simulations, but never this much, never this violent. The smooth descent is becoming a bumpy ride. Before that is fixed,
Program alarm.
A problem with the onboard computer.
The 1202. 1202 alarm.
The astronauts have rehearsed for thousands of possible malfunctions, but not this one. It had been considered too unlikely. Seconds seem like hours as everyone struggles to remember the meaning of a 1202 program alarm. The deadline to safely abort is vanishing fast.
What is the reading on the 1202 program alarm?
1202 means the Eagle's onboard computer is overloading. This means Houston is blind, unable to make navigation corrections or interpret the data coming from Eagle's computer. Armstrong and Aldrin are on their own. Mission Control decides they can go ahead. If the data link doesn't fail again. 1,000 feet, and Neil Armstrong can see that the computer is proposing to put them down in a dangerous place. That landing site is full of boulders. If they land there, they will never take off again. At 350 feet, Armstrong ignores his computer navigation and veers away from the rocky landing site with no time to explain to Mission Control.
Okay, all flight controllers, cut.
In Mission Control, everybody is stunned. At 300 feet, the Eagle has left its flight plan and taken off at full speed across the face of the moon.
Eagle Houston is descent to fuel. Monitor, over.
90 seconds of fuel remaining. Now less than 200 feet, and the Eagle is too low to safely abort back into orbit. They call this part of the flight plan Dead Man's Curve. All that's left for Mission Control is to read off the fuel remaining in seconds.
60 seconds.
The entire moon landing has come down to 2 men and 1 minute.
Forward. 20 feet down, 2.5. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Lights on. Down 2.5. Forward. 50, 2.5 down. 6 down. 4 forward. 4 forward, just to the right hole. Down 1/2. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
A short time later, history is made again.
Good, yeah, we can see you coming down the ladder now.
For one incredible moment, we are one people with one history, watching our destiny unfold.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
It was a moment shared by an entire world.
Here, man, from the planet Earth, first set foot upon the moon. It came in peace for all mankind.
With these first steps, mankind stood on the highest ground, and we saw our planet as our home port in the endless ocean of space.
This is the Apollo 14 capsule. This is the Apollo 13 Command Service Module Rescue Book, signed by James Lovell. And this is the appreciation plaque. And here's the Omega Speedmaster.
Oh, 1969. Is it modeled after that?
And here's mine. This is a lunar sample rock from 1971. And these are the containment vessels that they would bring the rocks back in. And this is a lunar sample bag dispenser. It's a lunar scoop and lunar sample scale. More astronaut suits. This is an extra vehicular suit. Oh, this one's like all aged up. Oh, look at that guy. Like, what the heck? It's like they made this guy out of dryer parts. Look. You can touch the lunar sample. We've been touching this lunar rock for years. We don't have superpowers yet. At least not that I know of. Inside the store you can buy Mars rocks or moon rocks. They are tiny and they are pricey. There's also a limited edition Barbie. I picked up a Russian thermal tile from their space shuttle. If you've watched the channel for any period of time, I have talked probably every visit to KSC saying I wanted a tile from our space shuttles. I don't believe they're still commercially available. They used to be once upon a time. But this will be a fine addition to the collection. Next up for us is Hyperdeck, the VR experience, included in your ticket price. You just need to make a reservation when you come in the park through the app. This is new to us. We're heading in. We're going to the moon.
Red, it will take points away from your score. There's aim for the blue and the silver, and avoid the red.
These are our scores. We basically were going all around, shooting minerals, collecting them. It was actually one of the better VR experiences that I've had, like at a paid place outside of the Star Wars experience that used to be at Disney Springs. But it's cool. I looked over to Mary and that's what she looked like. She was just standing there. But very cool. And now it's finally Space Burger time. Space Burger! The Moon Man's walking away again.
He's eluding us.
We'll head into Atlantis. Hubble. Oh my goodness, it's legitimately Space Ranch! It's really incredible to look at when it's right in front of you. And I know the videos that we do here, people always leave a lot of positive comments, but to see this in person and just the size of it is really incredible. So in celebration of the moon landing, I think they are doing one of the greatest activities of all time. For all of you conspiracy theorists, you can make your own tinfoil hat here. There goes nothing. Oh boy.
Hold it close, make sure it's hold, you hold it.
Alright, let's see. Are you going to qualify for the Amazon warehouse? That's awesome.
Oh! They have photo ops here to celebrate the moon landing. We've arrived for our mission briefing of the day.
Good afternoon, ladies and gents, girls and boys. Welcome to Mission Status Briefing. My name is Jerome Mosqueda. I work here as a communicator and I represent NASA. How are we doing this afternoon, guys? Good. You guys ready for Mission Status Briefing? I'm going to quickly throw light on what are the important installations that are we surrounded by. Right here, we are at the Kennedy Space Center Visitors Complex. So KSC stands for that. Kennedy Space Center. As you know, NASA loves acronyms, so that's the acronym for that. Now, about the Space Center Visitors Complex is a very, very important building. This building was built back in the 60s to support the Apollo program, the Vehicle Assembly Building. So VAB stands for that. Now, we've used this building during the Apollo program to prep the Saturn V moon rockets. After that program ended, we had the days of the shuttle. Shuttles used to be prepped in there, and today we use the same building to prep our new moon rocket. The Space Launch System gets prepped in there. Now, to the left of this building is a big landing strip here. Now, this strip was used back in the shuttle days. We used to call it the shuttle landing facility, but now since we don't fly shuttles anymore, there's a slight technical name change. So now we call it the Launch and Landing Facility. Now, to the right of this are two historic pads, Launch Complex 39B. Now, this is the pad of our future. All our future Artemis flights will blast off from there. Right below pad 39B is Launch Complex 39A. Currently, this pad is leased to the SpaceX company. They signed that very exclusive lease in 2014 with NASA. And they are in that 11th year of that lease. And they fly out their Falcon 9 rockets from there. They fly also their Falcon Heavy rockets from there. The crew members that we launched right from that pad to the International Space Station, they launch right from there. Now, right below that, we have pad 48, upcoming launches. Now, this launch is actually coming up tomorrow. Anybody in town tomorrow? Okay, tomorrow afternoon. Now, the launch window is from 5:12 to 7 p.m. Now, this is a SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket. Name of the mission is OB3 mPOWER 9 and 10. Tomorrow is the date, and the window is from 5:12 to 7 p.m. Launching from pad 40. Anybody in town on Thursday? There's another one on Thursday. So again, this one is a Falcon 9. Mission is Starlink 10.226, and then this is launching on Thursday. This is an early morning launch. 5:12 in the morning, the window open goes up right up till 9:12 in the morning. So it's a 4-hour window. If everything is clear in that first hour, they will probably fire it in that first hour. But if there's any delays because of weather, then they will try and stretch it right in the end of that window. Again, launching from pad 40. About Reed, in the standing position is mission pilot Victor Glover. To Victor's right, we have mission specialist Christina Koch. Now, these three astronauts represent NASA and the United States. And to Victor's left is mission specialist Jeremy Hansen, and he represents the Canadian Space Agency. The next slide is a mission patch, which was actually the brainchild of these four astronauts. They sat down together, and this is what they came up with, guys. So there you go. That's our home planet, planet Earth, and they're going to the moon. That's here. A stands for Artemis, and the two Roman numerals for the second mission of the program. And their names right here: Wiseman, Clover, Koch, and Hansen.
Next up, astronaut encounter. Norm Thagard has flown on 4 shuttle missions and 1 Soyuz mission.
There's going to be this quid pro quo in which a cosmonaut comes and flies on the shuttle, and one of us is going to fly on the Russian Soyuz and spend time on their space station. I said I would stay if I got that assignment. Anyhow, you see what was involved with it up there. First of all, I was a medical doctor, and that was a real big point in getting into it, because we knew that we did not have the information we needed fully on the effects on human beings of being in space for months, if not years at a time. We did have 3 Skylab missions, the longest of which was 84 days in 1973 or 74, but this was going to be a 90-day flight, and the person flying that flight was obviously going to be charged with doing a lot of experiments looking at that very issue.
That was really informative. And now we're off to the gateway. Deep space. We didn't really spend any time in the rocket garden today. I feel like there's never enough time to do everything that you would possibly want to do while you're here. Always exploring. Outside of the Orion capsule, you have what the heat shield looks like. One last look at the rocket garden. Okay, Kennedy Space Center, we're getting out of here. The heat is unimaginable, but more importantly, we are exhausted. This is a full day every day that we come here. I'm glad we have passes again, so we can kind of just duck in and out when they have some events that we want to attend. The new Gantry experience, awesome. Really awesome day to just be out here. So thanks a lot for coming along. Thank you very much for all of your likes, comments, and subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night. See you guys.